Not yet, she hasn't. She's gonna get a YCS, even better. So, I side out my effect bailers, so I would have no synchros anymore, which is a crying shame. So sync playable because it's got 2,000 defense. So.
Every summer they do a gold series. That's their new gimmick now.
I just want to get in the groove where you're just shifting from round to round. Wait for the beginning of the killer.
Being studied.
Seldom do I feel more like a bacteria. No, thank you. To go, please.
Yeah, there was one more arc they covered, the Lost Substitute arc.
Speaking of fucking bastards.
Well, yeah, it's slow, but usually he can decide a fight.
That's pretty fucking cruel. When he very first, like when they all broke loose.
Exactly, but and it's so funny how it's so cute and small, but when it's in its Bankai mode it out. They showed like he was like the waist.
Like she turns half furry when she.
Exactly. Yeah. That doesn't mean you can.
Yeah.
Get up in the morning, take a shower, get ready, get your stuff together.
Wake up in the hotel, make sure my deck list is right. Come here around like 9 o'clock and just play like 8 to 9 rounds of Swiss.
Eat whatever food you can kind of find, pack your bag, do any last minute deck checks or like, you know, check on your stuff, make sure you have everything.
You get your deck together and, you know, you have it, you know, constructed correctly according to the ban list.
Well, part of it for me usually depends on how far away it is, but usually I like to go day of instead of like pay for a hotel room the night before, so it's get up however early you need to drive there. If it's going to be somewhere like Houston, obviously you got to get up pretty early to get there in time for registration. I've gotten my deck completely ready and in line the night before. Usually try to print out a deck list the night before, fill it in so I don't have to do it the day of. Drive up there and everything, try not to die of sleep deprivation.
Try to get here early, try to get some trades done, try to make some money, and sign up for the tournament. Stand in the line for 2 hours, get whatever you need to get, fill out your deck list or whatever, and start playing.
Make sure our sideboard's correct, all 15 cards of it, our extra deck, our main board.
You fill out your deck form, you turn it in, and they look at the deck list to make sure it's correct, and then, you know, you pay your money to get in there, you compete, and, you know, hopefully you win.
You start off, you can go to the pre-registration on Friday, so you don't have to like get up at like 6 and get here really early to sign up to get a good spot in line. So, yeah.
Wait what seems an interminable period of time and to get it started.
Usually, you know, they'll aim to start the tournament around 10 o'clock, and it normally doesn't get started till, you know, 11 or 12, in some extreme cases, maybe even like 2 p.m. And then you go, you know, assuming you don't just get disqualified or quit or whatever, you go usually around 9 rounds if you're in Texas at a regional or YCS or whatever, and each round's gonna take 40 minutes and take another 20 minutes, so they're about an hour long in between rounds.
You just wait for them to post up the pairings. You usually like sit around, trade, play test with your decks to see like what you're gonna do, how you're gonna like draw, and like get out, like learn your combos of your deck and how it plays.
Probably bust our packs, see what we bust between amongst friends.
You come in, you do a lot of trading, try and get your deck prepared, you play test with everybody that you can.
Just like a lot of competitions, and just like there's a lot of people, you don't know what you're facing, so you gotta guess.
I don't play no more. I'm a little retired at playing, but usually I get to an event and a lot of players are looking for a lot of hot cards, and I like to be the guy that supplies it to them at a pretty good rate. You know, good trades and stuff. We like to trade, and then sometimes we play in little side events, and that also helps the intensity of the game, keep it inspired in myself. I just get there, I like to talk with a lot of people, get to know the new news, get to see new cars that are coming out, get information from people that's in other areas, because just because in your area in Houston something's hot, don't mean something in another part of the country is not hotter.
And then tournament starts, which is pretty much the funnest part of the day. Just getting to play all the random people. It's nice, you know.
I just like the experience of going. It's a lot of fun. I like playing against other people. I think it's the best part. That's probably one of my favorite parts, if not my favorite part about the game, is playing against other people. When you go to a tournament, you get to play against people you may have never met before. So you get a unique interaction and understanding of other people and how they think, and it's uniquely challenging.
Just like socializing, like meeting new people, like hanging out with your friends, and yeah.
The people there, the friends.
Looking for hard to find cards that are personal preferences for you or that you just personally like. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. I know it's my friend Jan's favorite thing to do.
I like the art.
The trading.
Winning.
Winning. Yeah.
Honestly, I really like, most of the people we play are really friendly. I like talking about the game with them. Winning's great, but honestly for me, I really like just the experience of coming to tournaments and playing and meeting people that enjoy the game too.
Interaction with people. It's just really awesome. Getting to see people's views and seeing how they carry themselves and the strategies that they come up with that makes the gameplay and that allows this game to be so versatile.
It's fun. It's a great hobby. It's a great way to get away from things. If you have a lot on your mind, you can just sit there and play. No one judges really here. You have any type of person, race, religion, anything. Everyone can come together. It's a lot of fun.
Yesterday, I won a mat for a friend and I just gave it to him. But like if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have won that mat. I wouldn't have had the fun of just playing and meeting all these people, getting to know people from for example, at the last YCS, I got to meet someone from Germany, someone from Toronto, like people from all over the world.
We just would get in a car and drive 8, 16, 24 hours to wherever we need to go. I've been to New Jersey, Florida, Tennessee, Memphis, Chicago, New York, Cali, and a lot of different places just for Yu-Gi-Oh! I've seen a lot of the United States because of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I've been to YCS Long Beach. I've been to a few regionals in Texas and YCS Dallas last year and this year.
Sometimes we'd go as far as Lafayette, Louisiana. We've gone to, Little Rock, Arkansas, which was really fun. Dallas, Texas for a really short one. And we've been everywhere. We've been everywhere for this game.
It really kind of depends on where you live, like how big your regionals are. I know in Texas, like you'll get about 300 to 350 people. And so just the sheer number of people is, playing the game is kind of shocking. And especially if you come to a YCS, just the sheer amount of people is definitely the major thing.
Honestly, the coolest thing I've ever done is me and my boyfriend, we traded 2 potted dualities. At the time it was 150 a piece. We traded 2 of them for a PlayStation. And then potted duality got hit, so now we have a PlayStation. So.
If I wouldn't even got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Period, I would not be where I am today. I would not own a card shop. I would not have bought an 06 Dodge with cash, and I would not own my own travel trailer and pay for everything with cash with a piece of cardboard. It is the greatest game on earth. It is the best for trades. It is so awesome.
I don't exactly have a least favorite part. If I had to pick something, I would say
losing.
Losing?
The waiting.
Just the crowding. Sometimes the rudeness of the other players.
Some of the comments that I get because I'm a girl.
How much time it takes and how exhausting it could be and how the lack of food is there.
Not being able to eat very much. Usually after a couple rounds, people getting nervous, they start to perspire, and the smell isn't very good usually after a couple rounds. So that's definitely a huge downside. And also just the fatigue afterwards, you're just really tired after you're done. So that's probably the worst part.
Reprinting of cards. When you're in a tournament, it's so easy for everybody to get the same card. It doesn't make it really easy anymore. Everybody's running the same thing. You'll find in a tournament, if you have like a special tournament card that you could only win in a tournament and you're only playing it, it's really fun to see that card and not know what it does because you've never seen it.
Downtime usually between rounds, or if you've dropped and there's nothing left for you to do, you've already traded and purchased stuff that you've wanted. Usually when you wait for that time to go, or when you're Yu-Gi-Oh'd out, when you've played as much as you can and you're kind of just want to drop the game for just a little bit, it'll take about 2 or 3 days to get over it. But once that's done with, you'll be back to playing normally. Just that downtime.
People who get like really competitive and they're like douchebags. Sorry if I can say that, but yeah. Yeah, they're too serious and they get mad when you like beat them and they like yell and like cry and curse and stuff. It's really funny, but I just don't like that.
It's got to be if the TO or a tournament organizer isn't organized very well. Sometimes there can be a lot of passing time between rounds when they're trying to get all the pairings for the next round set. And if there's a lot of waiting time and downtime, sometimes you get kind of bored, and it's just, you know, you've got that tension. You want to keep going one round after another really quickly, and you don't always get that. So if you're waiting like 20 minutes between rounds, it can be kind of it can kind of wear on you after a while, I guess.
Just have fun, and you know, you'll hopefully win, and if not, you'll learn something and be more prepared for the next time you compete. So there you go.
Pretty much, you know, do your best. You know, just pick the deck that you feel comfortable with, and we'll call it. Just know the play styles out there. There's so many different kinds. I mean, sometimes you might face a random deck that you have to figure out their strategy, and pretty much, you know, always think ahead. Or like Yu-Gi-Oh's like a chess, you know, always think ahead.
Be patient. Patience is like the best feature you can have here when it comes to trading, when it comes to trying to make money, when it comes to playing, everything. When, you know, you gotta stand in lines, you gotta wait for things, you gotta wait for your opponent, you gotta wait for people to think about their trades, you gotta wait for just about everything.
Come here and have fun, I guess. Don't come here by yourself, come here to have fun. Don't worry about winning or losing, don't take it too stressful, don't spend too much money. Just have fun.
Do your research. Do your research on certain cards and combos. It'll probably take a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, but if you ever wonder about a card effect, and if there's a way to do it, if you do some research, you'll be able to find it more than likely. It's already been printed. Just do your research, search around, but mainly the research on the computer will help you out a lot. Especially digging into the older sets of this game will bring up some new foundation and more than likely give you more ideas on strategies.
YouTube lots of decks, get your decks together, go to your locals before you try to go to a big tournament.
Usually like play test for like a good month by like adding different cards in to see how it works, changing the number of your cards, because you can play 40 to 60 cards, but 40 is usually the amount you play because you want to get to your good cards as fast as you can. So, yeah.
If you're new to going to tournaments, I would have to say just be low stress. Be prepared for a lot of people, but just kind of go with the flow, do your best, but it's not about winning, it's about the actual competition. Games are a lot like life. In a lot of ways, they're an analogy for life. You know, it's not about the journey. Everyone comes to the same place. It's, you know, the game ends whether you win or lose. The point is it's the journey as you're on your way there. And that's the important part, getting to play against people, even if you don't win. That's the part you come for, that's the part you enjoy. And that's what's awesome about tournaments. So even if you lose every single round, if you had a good time, you know, because you enjoyed the people you were with and talking to them and had fun, then you had a good day, so you should focus on that.
The buddy system, it's just helpful. Everybody should have a cell phone, or at least be around someone, have a meeting spot, have your books organized, have your cards organized, have different pockets for different things.
Have your tennis shoes on, not sandals. Be ready to sit there all day or move around all day. It's going to be a little cluttered, but it's going to be so much fun with interaction and meeting friends. And the good thing about it is, it's all legal and nobody's getting in trouble with it. You're trading a card. There's nothing you're doing wrong. And you're going to get there and you're going to have some fun. I would say start off with a starter deck. You can buy a little starter deck for $10. I watch guys go in there and win all the time with a starter deck. So it's not really all about the price of card. You may have a $2,000 deck, but my little $15 battery man deck I've seen do some damage. So it doesn't really matter what kind of cards you bring.
Just make sure your deck is sleeved. Ensure that the deck you're running is legal for the format. You don't want to bring a deck that's illegal and then get a game loss or, embarrassed that way. Always make sure you are aware of what the opponents will be running. It's always good to, come prepared. A lot of the ways you can stay ahead is to know what your opponents will be likely running. Certain decks are more popular than others, and by knowing what's popular, you can effectively counter them and thus maximize your chance of winning.
Just make sure you don't get your stuff stolen, because that really sucks, and just play to have fun.
Make sure whenever you come to one of these large tournaments, there are people that do try and steal things. It's really important to make sure that you keep track of your things. A lot of times I'll sit down at a table, and the first thing I do is I put my legs through my backpack armholes. That way I know it's not going anywhere. Make sure everything's zipped up. Check your bag after every time you get it from the table. It's just really important to make sure you keep track of your stuff. A lot of times people have expensive decks when they come here, and the last thing you want to do is have your expensive deck going missing. The other thing too I'd really recommend is make sure you have water bottles handy on you. You never know what kind of vendor you're at, and so you want to make sure you really keep yourself hydrated. It's very easy to get a headache after you're playing for a long time and dehydrated. Also, try, if you have time between rounds, try and use the bathroom as frequent as you can, because that's another thing. You'll run out of time between rounds and you don't go to the bathroom. You don't want to be sitting there really having to go to the bathroom when you're trying to play and concentrate. So
just practice, 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 and have fun.
It's just a lot of fun. Even if you're in the game just to have fun, it's a different experience, and it's fun in a very different way to play on a tournament level, and it's a lot of fun. You get to travel. You essentially, it's almost like you step out of your life for a day. You get to keep all the good stuff about your life, but you get out of your day-to-day routine. You're out of the place you're usually in. You're in a whole different context, and you're not that guy at work or whatever. You get to be another aspect of yourself, and so it's cool.
No matter how many times you think that this game sucks, just take a breather. It's good to take breaks and just relax, have fun. Don't make it all about the competition, and there's other ways you can win.
Have fun, enjoy it, what you can. I mean, I take this as a hobby. It's the best hobby, and you get investment, but hey, it pays off, everything. And thanks.
Get out while you can. Do it.
I think, especially the large tournaments, a lot of it's prestige. But for me particularly, I enjoyed the TV show when I was a kid. I enjoyed playing the game as an adult, and I'm not sure. The gameplay just really appeals to me, and it's something that I enjoyed when I was younger, and that just carried on when I was an adult. So,
besides my love for the game, I guess it'd be meeting the new people, because there's a lot of new faces. Meeting those Yu-Gi-Oh girls. There's a few. They're very pretty, but they're awesome. I'd say my love for the game, because I've been playing since 2002, since this game started, and I'm not ready to let it go just yet.
I'm going to win the next YCS.